Hi, so you've probably seen all those videos that tell you how you can use vibe coding to make an app in 10 minutes without writing a single line of code, like a full stack micro SaaS. And I wanted to put those claims to the test. I'm a no programmer myself with no experience whatsoever. And I wanted to share my experience with you of doing so. So was I able to justify those claims? Well, yes and no. So yes, I was able to make a full stack micro SaaS with payment or authentication, database and everything. But no, I was certainly not able to do it in 10 or 15 minutes. So I got really stuck and actually left the project for a couple of weeks because I just couldn't proceed. It kept telling me that everything was fixed and working, and it just wasn't. So because I don't really know anything about the mechanics of what was going on, I couldn't proceed. So I actually thought I'd failed. However, I then had an idea which was unexpected but worked. So stick around and I'll tell you what that idea was, what that solution was, which fixed everything, because it was quite surprising. Now, just before we start, I'll tell you about the project. So it's a landmark identifier app which recognizes a landmark from a photo that you upload, and the tool that I used was Tempo Labs. So Tempo Labs is a bit different to your normal vibe coding experience because it provides you with what they call SaaS templates, and they allow you to set up your authentication, database, payments and everything with your framework all running and set up before you actually even start building the app itself. And then I chose landmark identification because I saw a video by Astro K Joseph where he used Tempo Labs to reproduce an app that's making over $1 million a month, which is a similar thing because it identifies food from a photo. So that meant that I had a kind of rough blueprint to follow and I knew where to start. Didn't go as smoothly as his video, that's for sure, but I got there in the end when I figured out this solution. Just to add that this is not just a share my experience video, it's also a step-by-step walkthrough of exactly how to use Tempo Labs to set up a working app or micro SaaS. It's a full tutorial, so by the end of the video you'll know exactly how to do it yourself. It's just that unlike other videos you might see out there, I haven't glossed over any of these times where things didn't go as planned. So it could be more informative because you might also come across these same issues. But don't worry, I won't bore you with every twist and turn along the way. If I encounter a problem, I'll explain it and then I'll provide you with a summary of how I overcame it. Without any further ado, let's get into it. And just wanted to say, if you've not tried this yourself, vibe coding, I would definitely get in, get your hands dirty, try it out, because this experience has been fantastic and a real eye-opener, and I feel like I can now step into this whole new world of opportunity that's appearing before our eyes. So don't miss out. And yeah, before we go any further, please smash the like button. It really helps the channel out and helps me to continue making helpful content. Okay, let's get this jam started by going to the Tempo Labs website. So that's tempo.new, the link is in the description as well. And if you don't have an account, then you click Get Started. And login is via a GitHub account, so you do need a GitHub account for that. And you can use Tempo Labs free. You can try it out. It's got a free plan with 30 prompts, a max of 5 per day. So you can definitely try it out free of charge. Now, I already have an account, so I will log in. Okay, so once you've logged in, then Tempo Labs presents you with these two options. Do you want to generate an app or connect a GitHub repository? So I'm going to choose generate an app. And here we simply insert a descriptive text prompt telling it what we want to do. And then below the text prompt, we have our framework, authorization, database, and payments options, which are actually set up at this stage, right at the start, instead of leaving it to the end, which is definitely one of the strong points of Tempo Labs, because these are like preset setups, which mean you avoid using thousands or millions of tokens trying to set these things up yourself. So for a complete beginner, that's extremely useful. So let's get our prompt in there. Right, so the prompt is a landmark identifier app where users can capture a picture or upload an image of a landmark and let the app identify the landmark and provide some facts about it. Use the OpenAI API to analyze the image, find the landmark, and present it to the user. So I'm not going to make it any more sophisticated than that. Okay, so now down to the framework, authentication, and payments. So we have here two options for framework, Vite or Next.js. And then we also have a third option, Expo, which is for mobiles. So I'm going to choose Vite. So I just checked the pronunciation for the first option here, and it's actually Vite, not Vite. And as mentioned at the beginning of this video, I'm going to be more or less following the steps shown in the video by Astro K. Joseph, because I would not know the pros and cons between choosing Vite over Next or vice versa. So he chose Vite. So Vite it is. And then he chose Supabase for the authentication and Stripe for payments. Okay, so hopefully that should also work for me. Just to add that what I didn't know at the time is that Tempo provide full guidance about all this stuff, and you'll find all of that under the resources menu on their homepage, where you'll find a lot of useful stuff. You'll find the user guide, which goes over pretty much everything that I came across in making this video, with helpful tutorials, both written and in video. And there's even a special link which takes you to the SaaS templates section, which is the area we were looking at just now, where it goes over all of the different combinations, and it even explains the difference between, for example, Vite and Next.js, when it's recommended, and what the key benefits of each one are. And then as we're here, just wanted to show you, you've got this amazing component library of free React components, which could come in extremely handy for your projects. But what is good here is that Tempo will let you know if you make choices that are not recommended, that are not going to work together. And I see here, interestingly, Vite is recommended anyway by Tempo. So if, for example, if I were to choose Next.js for the framework, then Clerk and Convex then are not available as an option for authentication. So it guides you and lets you know if something is not compatible. So that's fantastic. Again, for a beginner, it's brilliant. All right, so let's go to set up integrations. Okay, so what we have to do now is connect our Supabase and Stripe accounts. Now, if like me, you don't have these accounts yet, then we need to set them up. So I believe if we click Connect Supabase, it will take us to the site where we can create a new account. Okay, so we have continue with GitHub, which is what I'll do. Authorize Supabase. Okay, authorize API access for Tempo Labs. However, we also need to create an organization. So click that, that's fine. Okay, just going to leave those settings as they are and create organization and authorize Tempo Labs. Internal server error. To fix the internal server error, I created a new Supabase project, then carried out the authorize process again, and this time it worked. So I would advise you to create both an organization and a project before trying the authorize process. Okay, so we have Supabase connected. Select a project. Project list, okay. Yep. Okay, we have that project connected to, and then I have to hit connect again. Okay, right. Okay, so we have our connection to Supabase set up and to the specific project. And now for Stripe. Okay, for Stripe, again, I have to create an account. So I'm just going to go to stripe.com. Create account. Just connect with Google. Okay, create an account. Full name. Create account. Fill this out. Right, I'll add recurring payments. I think that's all we need for now. And go to dashboard. Okay, need to verify my email. Now we need to fill out these 3 fields. So we have a Stripe publishable key, Stripe secret key, and Stripe webhook secret. Okay, so that should be on our homepage here. Okay, here we have publishable key and secret key. So copy the publishable key, secret key, and then the webhook secret. Okay, now this last field is a bit more complicated. What we have to do is copy this URL for the Stripe webhook, come back to Stripe, come down here to developers, choose webhooks, start using Workbench. Okay, here we go. And now here we have to click the Add Destination button. We'll make sure your account is selected. And we have to select all of these events. Because if we come back here to Tempo, we see that we have to confirm that we have selected all events for my Stripe webhook. So that is done. And then we click Continue. And here we just make sure webhook endpoint is selected. Click Continue. And then we need this endpoint URL. So that's the same URL we copied earlier. So just going to paste that in. And then click Create Destination. Okay, so we have that created, it seems. And they've called it Sophisticated Voyage. And now that's done, we have the signing secret over here on the right. So we click Reveal and then copy, come back to Tempo and paste that into the last of the 3 fields. And now we have to address the issue that we don't have any Stripe plans set up. So we do that by going back to Stripe. Okay, so to set up the Stripe plans, we collapse the workbench here and then come over here to Product Catalog. And then once in here, we have to click Create Product. And then we have our product configuration. Now I'm going to create 2 plans, a light plan and a pro plan. So we'll start off with the light plan, call it light, up to 10 landmarks. And then it's recurring and we want, I'm going to put $5.99. I'm going to put it in dollars. Right. And then monthly. Okay. So that one is done. We can click add product. Okay, here it is down here. So let's create another one. Then I repeated the process for the Pro plan. So now we have both of those here, Pro and Light. And if we come back to Tempo and click refresh, then they should appear. Here they are. We have 2 Stripe plans set up in this project. So now we just click Set Up Integrations. And we have everything ready to move on to the next steps. So I'm ready to go to the next step of creating the actual app and the core logic. But the amazing thing is that as a complete novice, I've already got framework, authentication, database and payments all set up. And I wouldn't have the first idea how to do that myself if I didn't have a tool like Tempo Labs and also the help of Astro. So fantastic, and really looking forward to the next step. So let's get into it. Just a quick note to say I've prepared a few free resources for you in the description below. First off, there are show notes which walk you through every step of this video, including the pitfalls you should avoid and step-by-step instructions on how to use Tempo Labs to successfully create your full stack app. You'll also find an AI tools ecosystem which is really helpful if you don't know your ChatGPT from your Copilot, for example. And finally, there's a complete course on ChatGPT, which takes you from complete beginner to advanced user. All the above is free. Just click the links in the description below. So let's hit next. Okay, so look, the Tempo is working away and it's creating code and it's building a user flow. And has it already done it? Let's have a look. Okay, look, we've got this amazing flow chart. Start app, home screen, user action. upload a photo or capture a photo, landmark identify, display results card, open share, add to favorites. Fantastic. Just really like that. Let's close that down and see. Okay, so loading project error, reload page. Okay, let's reload the page. Okay, that looks better now. Generating PRD, it says. Okay, Supabase integration set up successfully. Seems to have stopped. And the design over here is not our landmark site. So I'm just going to ask it what's going on. Have you stopped? Was it due to me reloading the page? Please continue. Reply, okay. I'll continue implementing the image recognition for landmark identification feature. Right. Okay, so it says it set up these Supabase project components. If we come over to Supabase and our landmarks micro SaaS project, then if we come to edge functions, then it should show us what's been built. Yeah, and there it is. Get plans, webhook, and checkout. Excellent. And this was 37 minutes ago, because in that time I was in Stripe verifying my business details to get my account authorized. And if we come over here to table editor, then we also have these tables here. So subscriptions, users, webhook events, that's all there. Okay, cool. All right, now let's see how Tempo is doing. So we've got it carried on implementing. It's done the image recognition for landmark identification. Now let's update the home page to add a link to the landmark identifier feature. So, right, so it's done those two things supposedly, although we can't see any difference on the design. Remaining subtasks, it's got 4 of those. Okay, I've implemented the following subtasks. Would you like me to continue? Yes. All right, still working on the landmark identification. So there's some issue with the landing page. It's showing me a landing page which is not the project concept landing page. It's a Tempo Labs landing page. At this point, I was confused because I expected the UI to have a design to match my app. Turns out the landing page that I was seeing is just the default starter kit template from Tempo and is necessary to set up the fundamental structure of the project. However, I asked the AI to implement the PRD properly, and after that it gave me a link to the landmark identifier feature, and that page did load, although it was extremely minimal, with just the basic image upload flow and a sign up button. I decided to try the sign up process, but before doing so, I jumped into Supabase to disable email confirmation so I could sign up more easily. That's just a quick toggle in the auth settings. Then I successfully created an account, and once logged in, the design changed and displayed the pricing options. So I chose a plan and ran through the Stripe test flow using the test credit card 4242. That all worked. I successfully subscribed and landed on a dummy dashboard. I then turned to the landmark identifier functionality and tested it out. And while the image upload worked, the actual landmark recognition wasn't functional yet. And the app landing page design still had leftover elements from the Tempo template. So I asked the AI to clean that up, and eventually it reflected our branding and layout properly and created a nice relevant landing page for my app. Okay, so we seem to have finally got our design. So let's just check by clicking View App. Right. Okay. Looking a lot better. So we've got our Create Account button, a nice banner. Try it now. Well, if we've got a try it now button up here, we probably don't need this, do we? But well, it's a lot better than before, and I'm already in my account apparently. So important functionality seems to be working, like signing up, creating an account, paying through Stripe. But there are quite a lot of things here that aren't right with the design. You know, as mentioned, we have a try it now button here and a create account button, but I'm already logged into my account, so the create account button doesn't make sense. That's there, and you know, you can upload an image here or here where it says try it now, so it's not quite right. But also in our dashboard, we don't have actual functionality. So I think the first thing to look at is ask the AI to create the actual functionality here to be able to upload images and correctly identify them. So let's come back in to Tempo and ask it to implement the actual functionality to send the image to OpenAI to get the results. So let's send that and see. Okay, it says it's done it, but it also says I need a Vite OpenAI key. So I'm just going to ask it where I should insert that. So I need to go to OpenAI to get an API key. I have an OpenAI account, so that would be pretty easy. If you haven't got one, just sign up for one. It's not hard. API keys, here we go. Right, okay, so we create a new key. Create a new secret key. Tempo, landmark, lens, project, default, permissions all. Okay, create secret key and copy. Right, so now we go back to Tempo, and it's very kindly provided a field here for me to enter the key into. So we'll just do that and click save. Okay, loading project. Environment variables saved successfully. So after entering the OpenAI API key, I tried uploading an image again, but the dashboard was still just a placeholder, and the image recognition failed with an error. I asked the AI to replace the dummy dashboard with actual functionality and fix the recognition issue. It responded saying the fixes were in, and I finally saw a working dashboard layout showing 0 landmarks and 0 favorites. But when I tried the upload again, still no luck. The image recognition was still broken, and I had to go back and ask for more fixes. Okay, so here we are again, and what I didn't realize when I was doing this is that we were using the wrong OpenAI API. We were using one that's deprecated, which is called Vision, and that's now deprecated in favor of GPT-4o. So once I figured that out, then it worked. And then after fixing the API key, the next issue was that the app couldn't understand the response coming back from the OpenAI's GPT-4o model. GPT-4o was analyzing the image and returning a description, but the data wasn't in the format the app expected. That caused a crash. I fixed it by properly parsing the response so the app could handle it and display the landmark information correctly. And both of the previous problems that I've just described, I would never have overcome myself if it wasn't for the help of ChatGPT. Funnily enough, ChatGPT 4o. I provided it with the console error log from the browser, and it told me what was going on and what I should tell Tempo to get it fixed. So this is the fix that I referred to at the beginning of this video, asking a second AI to help me with the first AI. This solution only occurred to me out of pure desperation, but I'm going to use it as a standard operating procedure from now on, anytime I get completely stuck. So now we're working with the correct API, and we've addressed the parsing issue. Let's give it another whirl. So here we go again. Right, now let's try that pyramids image again. Here we go. Okay, it's analyzing it. Well, look at that. It's got it. Pyramids of Giza. That is amazing. Well, for me, that is incredibly satisfying. It just feels great. It's the first time I've literally built anything knowing nothing about programming or coding. So this just feels so empowering. I mean, obviously it's a basic thing and there's still work to do on it, but it just feels great. So I really would invite, if you're thinking about trying this out, I highly recommend it. Have a go. So let's have a look at what we've got here. So we've got the pyramids of Giza, something about them, some history, and some interesting facts. Excellent. So let's try saving to favorites now. Click there. And that has been saved to favorites. Now let's head to our favorites in the dashboard and see if it's there. All right. Yeah, so there we have it. My last saved landmark. Pyramids of Giza. One landmark, one total landmark. Recent activity 1, unique locations 1. So that's now working. So that's good. Let's play with this a little bit more and see how it does with a few more locations. So I'm going to try this button here. Hopefully that works. Okay. I switched to the landmark identification button on the home page because the one inside the dashboard didn't have full functionality. Go back to the button on the home page and do that again. This time hopefully it will grab the photo. Ah, yes. Okay, so it works slightly differently here. And, well, let's try saving to favorites again. Okay, from here, the save to favorites works. So, okay, not another little thing to add to the list. Okay, there we have it. Would be nice to have a photo in here. Now, let's give it a harder test. So far, we've given it 2 very famous landmarks. What we want to do is try to give it something less unique. Let's try this one, which is, it's well known, but, you know, not that well known. So, I mean, it's recognizable, so it should get it. And that's the Shodoshima Olive Park in Japan. So let's go for that one. Yes, it's got it. Shodoshima Olive Park Windmill. Okay, built in 1989 as part of the Olive Park. All right, so let's save that as well to our favorites. Now let's give it something quite a lot harder, something that's not so unique. So let's try a new search, upload image. So, okay, this is Cincinnati Stadium. So let's try that. Nippert Stadium, Cincinnati, Ohio. So, I'm impressed. Obviously, it's what you'd expect. It's ChatGPT 4.0, but it's just nice to have this working in this format in an app that I've built. So let's save that too. Go back to the dashboard. Okay, and here they all are. Right, now, just the last thing I want to do in this video is correct the home page because I'm logged in and it says create an account. So we don't want that. And I don't want try it now and also identify any landmark at the same time. I prompted Tempo to make sure what appears on the home page is conditional on whether I'm signed in or not, as well as asking it to make a favorites section that appears when I'm logged in, which displays the 4 most recently saved landmarks with their thumbnail images. Here we go. Okay, it says it's done all that, so let's take a look. Right, yeah, that's good. We'll sort out the fact that there's no images afterwards. I'm going to log out. There you go. So now we do have create an account and try it now. And then if I click here, I can create an account. Looking good. It's made those changes without any hassle, really. The uploaded image wasn't being displayed on the saved landmarks, but after a couple of prompts, Tempo Labs got it working. Okay, it's got it. So let's save it to favorites. That is saved. Ah, okay, yeah. Well, we've got an image placeholder and we have an image here, so great. Now if we go back to the home page, there it is. Okay, so that is now working. I'm just going to put a few more up now. Okay, here we have our 4 different locations with images. And let's get back to the home page. They should load. Yeah, there they are. Excellent. That's great. I'm very happy with that. Now, obviously, we can go on making improvements and corrections, but you've seen with this video how somebody like me, who doesn't know anything about coding, via Tempo Labs, has been able to make a working micro SaaS. We've got Stripe set up. We've got authentication set up. We've built it all within the Vite framework. The main functionality of uploading an image and recognizing it, saving it, is all working. So that's a full stack micro SaaS app made without writing a single line of code. And hopefully this has shown you that you can do it too if you also know nothing about programming. Go for it. There's a link in the description below to sign up, try it out on the free plan, and then take it from there. Just before you go, I wanted to show you actually the last thing. If we go to Supabase here in our Tempo dashboard and look at our tables, then you'll see that we have our favorite landmarks here. Here we go. Here they all are. 10 of them. The subscriptions, the active subscriptions. Okay, so that's the subscription I made by paying through Stripe with the fake card. And we've got our users. So here we go, Jonathan with the email. Okay. And then we have a list of webhook events as well. So that's all working. Okay. So I hope you got value from this video. And if that inspires you to try your hand at vibe coding, then amazing. I'm certainly inspired myself. I feel like I've learned a lot and I've empowered myself with a completely new skill and started getting into this whole vibe coding world. So obviously my end goal would be to start making money from it. But that's a whole nother video and another journey. For the time being, I just have to wrinkle out iron out the wrinkles in this project and deploy it. And well, thanks to Tempo Labs for sponsoring this video. If it hadn't been for their sponsorship, I would never have gone through this learning curve, and I would never push myself probably to actually get to the solution in the end. So thanks to them. And again, there is a free plan on Tempo Labs. You're free to try it out. Use the link in the description below and see if you like it, and then you can change to a paid plan if you want. And let me know in the comments below if you've tried vibe coding, how it went for you, and what features you would add to the Landmark app as it is to make it stand out from the competition. And any questions at all, leave them in the comments below as well. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, then consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one. Now, I must admit I am a little bit kind of not sure what's going on. Right, now I must admit I'm not sure what's... now I don't really... Now I must admit I'm not... Focused. Let's see how many flies are on there. Okay.